What is the science between women being so attracted to men who don't want them?
That actually falls into limerence as well. If someone genuinely isn't into you, you're then obviously creating something in your head about who this person is.
It's so sick the way that as human beings, as soon as someone like doesn't reply to your text or whatever, all of a sudden you're like infatuating over them, even though like if they're just like there and available and nice, all of a sudden like that's not attractive or it's a bit of an ick.
Yeah.
It's just so up.
And then you're riding this wave of like adrenaline relief,
Yes.
anticipation
It's addiction
relief.
almost.
It's this feeling of like, when I do get it, it's like, oh my God, thank God they messaged me. Oh my God, I can relax. Oh my God. They watched my story. Oh, I can breathe. It had been 10 hours. I hadn't watched it, but now they've watched it. Oh, that feels really good. Whereas if someone was always emotionally available, you're not checking. So you're not getting this adrenaline rush, this dopamine release every time you're like, oh, thank God. You're not getting that if someone's emotionally available. There's no fear. There's no like relief. There's no nothing.
Yeah,
so
totally.
that's why you're not like in your head, because it's healthy.
What is it that makes a man attractive to a woman? And what is it that makes a woman attractive to a man? The difference is they are polar opposites. But of course, because this is a male channel, I'm going to focus today on the psychology of attraction that make women attracted to men. Now listen, I'm not a pickup artist. I'm not someone who's just looking for the quick, let me get it, hit it and get out. I'm talking about what is it that keeps a woman there. That's the important part that I'm more concerned about. And I think that's what's more important to a lot of us men who are more interested in holding on to a woman long term. This one is going to be a little bit of a lecture, no supporting videos, etc. And I'm going to use my notes, which I usually don't do. But because the information is more rich, I need to have my notes so that I can keep it in my memory. This is not a reaction video. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is also part of my upcoming book. Yeah, that's another plug that I'm giving you guys, that my upcoming book is soon to be released. But these are the subjects that men tend to focus on. What is attraction? Why is it I can't keep my wife, etc. And this is what you guys have to understand. Attraction is not a fixed or instantaneous phenomenon. Attraction evolves, it moves, it's dynamic, it's not static. What she was attracted to you to get the initial relationship started isn't what she's going to be attracted to you as the relationship matures.
I've been married for 10 years and I don't love my husband anymore. How do I move forward with my marriage? I want for you to understand what you truly mean when you say that you don't love your husband anymore. What you mean is that you no longer possess an intense feeling of deep affection for your husband. When you got married, when you dated your husband, you had this intense feeling of deep affection. It's what the world defines as love.
And so you have to understand that you might think that you put in all the work because you were hot. You had the skills to attract her. But do you have the skills to keep her? That is the important part. So this is what I'm talking about. Attraction is not static. It's a dynamic thing that constantly moves. And if you understand the emotional roller coaster of a woman's mind, a woman's emotions are constantly evolving and moving, then you will start to understand how to keep your woman, how to keep your wife, how to keep your long-term relationships.
You know how you randomly fall out of love with your husband once you hit your 40s and you're like, I should leave him. And then you find out you're in perimenopause and that your emotions have flatlined. And then they put you on hormone replacement therapy. And then you're like, oh, I do love this man. I just had flatlined emotions from my fucked up hormones.
So the key insight is that men often fail by confusing interests with approval. This is the biggest issue. So what this leads to is them getting friend zoned. So let me explain what I'm talking about. Attraction is all about positioning yourself in the right area within the female's presence. And I'm talking about the guy that's not 6'4", that's not jacked, don't have the six pack. I'm talking about your average guy. This is the guy I'm talking to. If you don't position yourself in her orbit, in her atmosphere, where she can become comfortable with you, there will be no initial attraction. So that's step number one. You have to constantly put yourself in her field of vision and be mysterious. That's the one thing I need you to understand. You have to make her aware of your presence. That's where a lot of men go wrong. They think, okay, I see her at the gym every day. I walk across her, but I don't say anything. But she don't see you either. 80% of men are not visible to women. Absolutely invisible. So you have to break that invisibility barrier by making your presence known. So understand that one thing first and foremost. Once you make your presence known, then that's stage one. Stage two is now, okay, how do you get her to recognize something good in you or something attractive in you? That has to come from conversation. She has to know something about you so that she can initially get hooked in. And that's where you have to find some common interests, something that you can teach, something that can hold her interest long enough, whether it's a joke, which is pretty corny. Most women find that corny unless you're really good. But I think the best way to get to that point is to find something that both of you have mutual interest in. For example, if you're at the gym and you see her doing squats, you can say, hey, you ever find that when you do squats that your hamstrings hurt, or it don't have to be freaking rocket science, just something that would draw her interest into answering a question with you. I always ask an open-ended question that does not demand a yes or no response. It forces her into having a discussion rather than a yeah, no. Just so you understand that that's what I do. You have to force her into a conversation and then follow up with another question that involves her, because women love talking about themselves. That's my initial way of getting in on a woman. You have to understand the female mind. Attraction is not about chasing or begging, but understanding how a woman's brain registers your presence, your silence, and self-control. These are the three things that you guys got to understand.
You see a lot of talk online talking about how men are becoming women and all that shit, but nobody ever talks about the technicalities of it. For example, I'm talking to this guy, right? I didn't respond to him for 13 hours, I guess, because we've been snapping. But I don't really use Snap, and I told him that. But I was asleep for 2/3 of it, and now he's doing that stupid shit where he's trying to teach me a lesson. Yeah.
Let me explain what I mean by that. It's about becoming a man who creates value within himself. That word is going to come up a lot, okay? So what you have to do is to flip the woman's perception from disinterest, not even recognizing you, to curiosity and ultimately attraction. That's why it's important not to disclose too much about yourself. But you have to come up with a very defined way of saying something about yourself that evokes some sort of curiosity. Mine is easy. I always say, hey, I'm a relationship coach, and I was wondering if. That's beautiful. Sometimes I will open with, I'm a YouTuber, or I'll say, I have a YouTube channel, and I was doing an informal survey. Can I ask you a few questions? Can I ask you a quick question? And of course, most women will say, yeah, because what is the one thing that most women would like? Attention. And once they hear the word YouTube, I'm going to get some attention. Once they hear Instagram, once they hear TikTok, I'm going to get some attention. There's potential for attention here. Then you got more than likely will have their attention. One of the reasons I can get away with this is because I'm authentic. Women are very good at sensing authenticity. A lot of women can detect bullshit, especially if they've been around for a while and they have met many men who just bullshit them. Their bullshit sensors become really sharp, but they can also detect body language, tone. These are the qualities that it's very difficult to fake. You got to be a really good pro in order to fool a lot of women in this respect. What's important is you have to develop confidence, my friends. Confidence. Now, you can fake confidence, but you got to be a pro to do that. So it's best to actually develop confidence in order so that you don't have to fake it. Because, like I said, women can detect it. So how do you develop confidence? You almost have to develop a I don't give a shit attitude. I don't care. I don't care if she rejects me or not. That's just part and parcel of meeting women. You have to look at every single interaction with a woman as an experiment. I go into it with, I'm here to experiment. I don't know who this woman is, but I'm going to enjoy the process of finding out. And in turn, that brings forth the confidence for me to not worry about screwing up, not worrying about how she feels. Because if I start to worry about how she feels, then I'm going to be timid because I'm now worried about how she feels. Look at all the pickup artists, man. They're assholes. And you got to understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're going to say something to insult this woman. That's not what I'm saying so that you hurt her feelings. No, I'm saying you should not care about how she feels with you making a pleasant introduction of yourself where she now insults you, and then, because that's a feeling as well, that's a feeling that you shouldn't worry about. In other words, I don't want you to worry about her negative feeling towards you. That's all I'm saying. Now, confidence has nothing to do with being the best looking, richest, or the tallest guy. It stems from how a man carries himself and believes in his own worth, regardless of who he is. Whether you're making $20,000 a year or $2 million a year, you're confident. You're happy with who you are. That translates into confidence that a woman can clearly identify. Something else we got to talk about: self-validation. Women are impressed by men who validate themselves. And this is what we could classify as self-validation. You validate yourself. You don't need any validation from anyone else. Women are impressed by men who validate themselves rather than those who beg for external validation. Think about that shit.
Why ignoring women makes you irresistible. When you're not too available or texting too much, it triggers a woman's curiosity and interest. Why? Because she's asking herself why you're not giving her attention like all the other guys.
Confidence is like oxygen for fire, essential for attraction. Women love a confident man. Guy going, yeah, hi, how are you? I just thought I'd come over and say hi because, I see you here at the gym all the time, and I just thought I'd come over and say hi because, I see you all the time. Nothing turns a woman off more than that. Here are the exact words. Hey, nice to see you again. I see you here all the time, but I just never said hi. And I just thought if we're seeing each other this often, we might as well say hello to each other. Hi, I'm Paul. Boom. That's a lot different, but it's almost the identical words. It's just the way I portrayed those words to the woman. Remember that, my friends. Confidence. Now, part of being confident is holding a sense of mystery. This is one of the primary things that make and hold women. The mystery of the man. You ever heard all of these women I was talking about, tall, dark, handsome, and mysterious. He had this mysterious way about him. Women love mysteries. They freaking watch them on television all the time. It's part of their brain that just wants to constantly work on figuring something out. Their brain needs to constantly freaking figure the guy or something out. It's part of who they are, my friends. A man's brain want to constantly be at peace. I want to figure it out. I want to create harmony, and then I can move to another problem. But a woman just constantly needs freaking reassurance of mystery. That's why when she says, I got a problem like that, and she just want to sit there and whine and talk to you about, she don't want you to solve it. I just want you to listen. I don't want you to say that. I just want you. And that drives a man crazy because he has the freaking answer to her problems, and she don't want the freaking answer. She don't want the solution. She just want to sit there and wallow in this problem. So keep a sense of mystery. Don't let her figure you out. Don't disclose everything to her. You might seriously feel that, hey, the more she knows about me, the more comfortable she's going to be. She don't want to be comfortable. She want to have that feeling that I need to still work something out. I know, gentlemen. Don't try to understand it. Just know that that's how the brain of the female works. You cannot tell her everything. There's nothing else to it. Don't overshare, and you got to build intrigue. And of course, you have to have a life outside of her world that she don't really know about. She don't have to know everything about you, my friends. Now, here's the thing. Emotional control is power. Part of a woman's psychology is she is very good at emotional manipulation. She can't beat you physically, but if she can control you emotionally, she got you. So you have to reverse that. You have to control her emotions. Therefore, you hold the power. Never make a woman get on top of you. Otherwise, you become the bitch.
All right, guys, so I got my bitch out here washing my car.
What are you calling a bitch?
Shut the fuck up. No one's talking to you. Anyway, so I got my bitch out here washing my car.
Who are you talking to right now?
Shut the fuck up. I didn't say you could speak.
Bro, you better stop fucking playing with me right the fuck now.
Say one more thing. Say one more thing and watch what happens.
So women will try the emotional control with what you call like the shit test, the constant push to make sure that you're in control. And it's constant. Even me married 20 years, I still have to go through these tests with my wife. It's a lot less. It's not as severe as it used to be. But because she now knows completely that where we're at and who's in control. But it never stops. It's just constant. And the second that you take your foot off of that control and let her step in to that control position, you lost. You have lost. So women often subtly test men's emotional reactions. This is the thing you got to understand.
You should regularly be testing a man when you are in a relationship with one. You should be regularly testing his character while you are in a relationship or marriage with a man. A lot of you all get hoodwinked and bamboozled by men because you are not regularly testing their character. That's when you realize the mask fell off.
And most of the time, she don't even know she's doing it. She will deny it when you accuse her of it because she didn't even know she did it. Because most women are not aware of their own inner working. Because their emotional states are constantly moving. It rarely gets time to settle. So she don't even figure them out. By the time one emotion pops up and she thinks about it, it's gone. Oh, that's gone. That don't count. I don't remember that. She knows she did something, but she justified that away. This is what we're dealing with in the female brain. So they might say things, pull back, or act cold. So your job is to observe these little subtle responses. Don't get baited into the withdrawals. Don't get baited into the explosive responses. To demonstrate your true strength, you have to stay calm, resilient when she tries to freaking rile you up, man. I know. You saying to yourself, shit, is this even worth it? It depends on the woman. I have to take the good with the bad, just like she has to take the good with the bad with me. See, this is where men think that they're always right and being on the better side of the relationship, not knowing that he himself has flaws. I identify that I have my flaws that would piss her off because I'm not her. She's not me. But the point is, stay calm. When she gets in her emotional states, you got to just evaluate it and just stay stoic, my friends. Just stay stoic, calm. She respects that. That is what keeps the attraction. The man that gets all freaking emotional and jumps into her state, that's where you lose. Yeah, you will lose it sometimes. Sometimes you got to put your foot down, just like I do. You got to I get riled up because she tends to almost want to push the buttons when you are at your most vulnerable state as well. But you have to, more importantly, understand one thing. You have to value yourself first. Self-worth is the foundation of staying attractive to that woman. You have to have self-worth. If you don't value yourself, no woman will. Attraction begins with self-perception. Know thyself, my friends. Like I said earlier, keep her curious. Where are you going? Just going out. When you coming back? Soon. Don't worry. I'll be back soon. Oh, that drives her a little bit loopy. When you're always available for her, it's not good because now she feels that she got you on a leash. You have to set boundaries, my friend, and demand respect. Demand it. Carry yourself with pride. Don't put her up on the pedestal because it backfires every single time, my friend. Every single time.
We do not want to be your number one priority. Despite what everybody thinks and everybody wants, we want that queen, that princess mentality. The underlying truth is that we like the attention, but we don't want to be your everything. You know what's hot? Is when you put yourself first and you prioritize you. So a lot of the time when women are going more after that bad boy figure, it's because they're not giving them the attention that they want and that they're seeking, making them hard to get. Now, over time, this becomes toxic in the long run. However, there is a really good balance to be had where you don't have to be selfish and but a healthy amount of putting your wants and your needs first. Showing us that you have a healthy social life, that you care about the things that you do, that you care about the schedule that you follow. That is really, really hot. At the same time, when you find time for us, that time is much more valued.
Here's one of the most important things that you have to understand. Stop chasing her. You got to know when you put enough effort in for her to now realize you're interested. Yeah, I'm interested. But listen, if you're not reciprocating and not showing me any interest, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on you. I'm here telling you right now, you're someone that I really, really like, and I would love to proceed with taking you out and hopefully take it to the next level. If you're interested, let's work on that. But I'm not here to play games with you. I won't chase you. Well, I'm worth chasing. Yeah. If we were 16, yeah, I would play this game with you. But no, I'm too old for that shit. We're too old for that. So you either want to do this or we're not going to do it. What do you say? Okay. Or, well, I like being chased. And I said, well, okay. All right, well, go and find a guy that's going to chase you, but I'm not that guy. Nice to know you. And you walk the hell off. Chasing repels a woman despite what she says, because all of a sudden you become needy. Don't fall for that shit. It's not attractive to women. Now, the next attraction trigger for women is being consistent. You say your thing and you do your thing. You say one thing and you do what you say. And you consistently do that. That builds trust. Regardless of how harsh it is. I'm coming at 6. Please be ready by 6. And you show up at 6. And she's not ready. You give her grace of 10 minutes. Just drive off. Because you said to her earlier, listen, I'm going to be ready at 6 and I'm going to be there at 6. If you're not ready by 6:15, I will see that as a sign of disrespect and I'm out. 6:10, drive off. You said 6:15. You know what? You took me for granted. I see that you don't respect my time. I'm too busy for that. Next time, if you want to do this again, you call me. I'm not going to call you. And you don't call her. Simple. Until you get that text, hey, how you doing? If you want, we can try go out again. All right, great. I'm excited. I'm glad you called me. Yes, show enthusiasm because you want her to know that it was important to you. But you're just not putting up with the bullshit. But I bet you she'll be ready by 6 the next time. Oh my God, I was so stressed. Oh, I was ready from like 5:45, just sitting there waiting for you. Good. Now you know you're in control, my friend. If you are inconsistent, then it shows her that you're not reliable. It's one of the most unattractive things for women. They want mystery, but they want reliability. It's a fine line. You got to understand how to play it.
This is day 6 after my long-term boyfriend who told me he loved me literally the day before and that he wanted to spend his life with me and build a life with me, ghosted me. I'm healing out loud because, I don't know, grief is a journey. I can't even believe someone you love would do this to you. At the end of the day, this person showed their true colors, and I didn't lose anything because if somebody is willing to treat you in such a cruel and callous way when they say they love you, that you're not losing a loving partner. You're not. Anyways, I'm gonna try to make some breakfast and feel normal today.
Now, the most important and the last thing that we're going to hit on, purpose. You have to have a freaking purpose, gentlemen. A man without purpose For a woman, that is the worst possible thing that she could deal with. He's not going anywhere. He's not building anything. I like him. I mean, I could work with him, but he has no vision. You have to make sure that you have a purpose. Now, there's different types of purposes. There's financial purpose, and then there's personal goals. There's fitness. There is mindset. There's so many. There are different types of purposes. But a woman has to see that you are at least on a financial purpose.
If I was currently dating and there was one characteristic that I could choose, it will be goal-oriented. A man that has a purpose, because a man without a purpose, a man that does not have goals, is lost. Now, a man doesn't need to know the how, but he does need to know the what and the where. Where do you see yourself going? What are your aspirations? If he doesn't have an answer for either of the two, I would see it as a red flag.
That's important. That ensures that the security for her and her family. You got to have a physical purpose. If you say to her, I've been going to the gym, I'm hitting the gym, I got to get rid of this stomach. It's my purpose. And you draw her into that as well, for example. Then she knows, wow, this man's going somewhere. And in turn, she sees you working extra hours. She sees you hitting the gym. She sees that you are in your purpose and not just all around her 24/7 trying to find out where she is, blah, blah, blah. She knows that, wow, okay, this man is driven. He's on his purpose. That, my friend, is the ultimate attraction for women. And it inspires her to follow you. Oh, I need to get rid of a few pounds myself. I've been slacking off. Boom. All right. Hey, I know this good trainer at the gym, or hey, ChatGPT, we can work on this together. It could pull up a good workout plan. Stay on your purpose where she is not the primary focus for you. And in turn, you will understand and see that she will respect you more. Because when she becomes the number one focus, despite what she says, she will lose respect for you because you become a simp. Remember that, gentlemen. Okay? So listen, that is my thoughts on attraction. Whether you are with a woman, whether you first meet a woman and you're getting into a relationship, or whether you are in a committed relationship or in a marriage, you have to maintain your attraction for your woman. Just like she should maintain hers so that you will find her attractive. Yes, we men are much simpler. Stay faithful, keep your body in shape, be a good mother, be a good wife. Nothing difficult about that, is it? In your eyes. For her, it might be difficult. But the point is, a man has to bring a lot more to the table in order to stay attractive to his woman. So my friends, listen, I'm going to cut it off there. Let me know let's have a discussion in the comment section. Gentlemen, we are here to build better versions of ourselves. And we can only accomplish that if we have more knowledge than we currently have. The only way to accomplish that is to bring in external information. That means whether it is from mentors, men who have gone ahead of you, or AI, regardless of what it is, information and execution is vital. So my friends, please like this video on the way out. Let me know if you like this format, because it's not always about reactions, my friend. It's about bringing you knowledge. Okay? So until tomorrow, my friends, remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. I'll see you soon. Cheers.